What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Dugas, coming at y'all with another episode of Dropping Dimes with Mr. Dugas. Man, we got a lot to get into today, yo. And today I'm going to talk about a couple of things. First, the Philadelphia Eagles officially named Jalen Hurts as the starting quarterback. We officially named Jordan Maloita as the left tackle. The Eagles have cut their roster down to 53 players and a couple of surprising moves. And also on some non-Eagles news, New England Patriots released quarterback Cam Newton and Mac Jones will be their starter. Before I get into this video, for everyone, if you want to give me a follow on my social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, I'm going to have all that information down in the description box. May not always get a chance to respond to questions and comments on these videos, so feel free to DM me. And whenever I get a chance to, I'll get back at you. Also, if you're a Madden 22 player, I'm going to have my Xbox One gamer tag down in the description box also. And maybe come get a match in if you want. First, Eagles officially named Jalen Hurts the starting quarterback. Don't Nick Sirianni felt like he had to make this call. I mean, it's something we all knew, obviously. I guess with us bringing in Gardner Minshew, I guess some people might have been like, "Oh, well, you see, hey, competition," but Sirianni made it clear Jalen Hurts is the guy. Though we didn't really even see him in the preseason, but what, two drives, I want to say. But apparently, in the joint practices against the New England Patriots and against the New York Jets, Jalen, apparently did his thing. None of us got to see, of course, but apparently he did his thing. Nevertheless, I'm excited. I knew he was the guy, but I'm excited to see what he could do. With the whole Deshaun Watson thing going on, with him apparently not wanting to waive his no trade clause to come to Philly and whatnot, and us bringing in Minshew, but as a backup, seemingly, obviously, I mean, so I'm curious to see how he look. I'm excited. I'm rooting for him. Obviously, he's my quarterback, but I want to see him go out there and take the bull by the horns and really solidify and take over, this QB1 spot. So when you look into going in the next season with the three first round draft picks and the salary cap space that we could use to add to him in this roster, it makes me pretty excited. So hopefully we don't have to eventually use those picks to go up and get a quarterback in the draft or to trade for another one. So or to spend the money, the extra salary cap money to give to that quarterback or whatnot, if it's a veteran. So I'm curious but excited to see how he do, and it all starts next week with week one. Same with Jordan Mailata. It was another situation where it wasn't really a surprise. He started most of the season last year, and really, he did his thing. He's solid. He plays good football considering the fact that he was a rugby player, considering the fact that he was a seventh round pick. He went out there and he outperformed the first round pick and grabbed the Bulls by the horn and did his thing. So I'm curious and excited to see how he, continues to progress also in this new Nick Sirianni offense. So Jalen Hurts and Jordan Mailata are Eagles starters, just in case people was wondering. Now it's time to look at the official Philadelphia Eagles roster after the initial roster. Clearly, we still got to go through waivers and all that other stuff, and we may cut more people and bring different people in. But the initial roster after the 53 man, after cutting the roster down to 53. The quarterbacks, of course, Jalen Hurts, Joe Flacco, and Gardner Minshew. The running backs are Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, and Kenny Gainwell. I was a little surprised. We only kept three running backs, which was very surprising to me. The wide receivers were Devontae Smith, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, Jalen Reagor, Quez Watkins, and Greg Ward. We only kept five receivers, which I thought was another bit of a surprise. The tight ends are Dallas Goedert, Jake Stool, Zach Ertz, and Tyree Jackson. We had four tight ends, which is something that we never really done in the past. So a little less of running backs, fewer receivers, and more tight ends. So that's interesting. Offensive line: Jordan Malata, Andre Dillard, Isaac Seamalu, Brett Tote, Jason Kelsey, Landon Dickerson, Brandon Brooks, Nate Herbig, Lane Johnson, and Jack Driscoll. Also, another thing, we have the Eagles have traded Matt Pryor to the Indianapolis. Matt Pryor and a 7th round pick to the Indiana. I think it was a 7th round pick to the Indianapolis Colts in exchange for a 6th round pick. Uh, Basically getting back the pick that we gave away for Minshew. So that's another note on that front. Defensively on the D line, Derek Barnett, Josh Sweat, Tyron Jackson, the rookie makes the squad. Fletcher Cox, Milton Williams, Javon Hargrave, Martin Tapoloto. I'm surprised he made the team. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a little surprised he made it. But hey, shout out to him. Brandon Graham, Ryan Kerrigan. Linebackers Eric Wilson, Davion Taylor, TJ Edwards, Sean Bradley, another surprise. Alex Singleton, Jannard Avery, Patrick Johnson. Okay, rookie got in, made it. Cornerbacks Darius Slade, Zach McPherson, Steven Nelson, Avante Maddox, Josiah Scott. Okay, safeties Anthony Harris, Marcus Epps, Rodney McLeod, Kavon Wallace, and special teams, Arian Sipos, the new punter, Jake Elliott, and Rick Lovato. So, though this is the Philadelphia Eagles official 53, man roster, um, a couple of surprise. I'm surprised the rookie D tackle from USC made it. I'm surprised that we only went with 3 running backs and 5 wide receivers. But but this is how it is though. This is what it is though. So there it is. Now let's talk about some the players that did not make the team. The biggest surprise, well, I guess it's not. It's a surprise from the standpoint of what we thought of him coming into training camp. It's not a surprise once you see how training camp played out and how preseason played out. But Travis Fulgham did not got released, yo. And honestly, it's very disappointing. He's somebody who I was expecting. I honestly thought was gonna be a starter. Like, shout out. You gotta give a shout out to a guy like Quez Watkins who came in this off season and really worked his butt off and made himself gonna make himself a real contributor to this team this season. But a guy like Travis Fulgham, who I want to say was our leading receiver last year overall, we know he had them stretch of games like when he played the 49ers, the Steelers, the Ravens, the Cowboys, and Giants, where he was like leading the league in receiving in those four or 5 games. And looked like a guy, a big body receiver with short hands. I mean, when I watched them play against the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm like, man, this is a little mini Terrell Owens. So, and to go from that to this point, man, it's tough. And J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, man, was somebody who I've ever been fond of, but you got to give him credit for outplaying this guy and making the team. Like I would have not guessed that he would have made the team over Travis Fulgham coming into this thing, but he did, and it's disappointing for Fulgham. Another surprising cut coming into this season, John Hightower, another guy that got released. Another guy who early on last season played some significant snaps for the Eagles. He was out there week 1 against Washington getting targets. To go from that to go to this point, but he was never consistent when he was out there. Like, he would catch a ball here and there, but then he would drop passes. He wouldn't really locate the deep ball like that. And obviously he struggled in training camp and, fell out of favor with Nick Sirianni. So it's crazy that Travis Fulgham and John Hightower both did not make this roster. Another notable player, Michael Jacquet, is another guy who played some meaningful snaps for us toward the end of last season, and now is not gonna make the team. He struggled in preseason. Like in preseason, he really struggled. You know, man, and for a guy like that, another guy who there was talk. Honestly, there was talk before we went and got Steven Nelson that Michael Jacquet may have even been the number two corner on this team. To go from potentially being the number two corner to not even being on the roster, that's another big time blow. But for him, a guy, local Louisiana guy, he has the size, he has speed. He got to put it together. He looks the part when you look at a cornerback, but he gotta be consistent. Arizona, I thought he played well against DeAndre Hopkins, but then he turned around and he goes to Dallas, and I mean he was unplayable. Like you couldn't have him out there. He was just getting obliterated by whoever he lined up against. So another situation for him, man. But hey, that's how it is. Craig James, a former special teams captain, did not make the team. They decided to go with Josiah Scott, a guy like him over him. And overall, let's look at the other players who got released. Excuse me, guard Ross Person backer, Andre Patton, receiver Andre Patton, DN Matt Leo, running back Jason Huntley, D tackle Raekwon Williams, guard KOD Owasaki, linebacker Jacoby Stevens. That one was tough for me, man. I'm LSU guy, and see he had a hamstring injury, just really never got on the field like that. I thought he was gonna be somebody that, if healthy, would have made the team, but that's how it goes sometimes. Safety Grayland Arnold, safety Elijah Riley, guard Sua Opita, you know, safety Andrew Adams, tight end Richard Rodgers, which Tyree Jackson made it over him. I guess the Eagles love the upside of him being a former quarterback, though he's out with an injury right now. But I guess Zach Ertz is gone, he could be a guy that could fill in as that number two wide receiving tight end threat. Le'Veon Clark, a guy we got from the Colts, he just never really got healthy. We thought he was gonna end up being our swing tackle, but he just never really got healthy. Let's see. Uh, Hassan Ridgeway, a guy who played some meaningful snaps for us in the past. With the emergence of a guy like Ricky Milton Williams, he became expendable. Kevin Kavan Seymour, Jordan Howard. That one was the one that surprised me also. That's why I was shocked we only kept three running backs. With us getting releasing on Johnson earlier in training in preseason, and the way that Jordan Howard came in as a veteran presence, especially picking up the blitz, I thought he would have been the fourth running back. So I was a little surprised to see him not make the team. The Eagles only kept three running backs, which is really, really few of the really, few of what we've kept in the past. Also injured reserve safety Blake Countless, and on the COVID-19 list, T.J. McHale, Nick Mullins was released, Elijah Holyfield, Markin Michelle, tight end Carrie Angelin, DN Jaquan Bailey. He was a guy coming into camp that I thought had a chance, to be to make it a mark and make the team. And linebacker Rashad Smith. So there are your Eagles, the 53 that made the team, and those are all the players that got released, that got cut, waived, whatever you want to call it, that did not make the 53-man roster. Now, obviously, the practice, we go through the waiver period, and then we're going to pick up practice squad players. So some of these players may end up on our practice squad and maybe even some point during the season contribute. I mean, you look at a guy like Greg Ward Jr. in the past. You look at a guy like Quez Watkins last season. So, for all those that got released, keep your head up, keep grinding, keep pushing. And one day, you never know, you could get your opportunity and really run with it. And finally, on some non-Eagles news, Patriots released quarterback Cam Newton and officially named rookie quarterback Mac Jones as the starter. I was surprised by this, obviously. I thought Cam Newton would have at least started the season. Now, we all knew at some point Mac Jones was going to eventually take the job, but I thought Cam Newton would have started the season as a starting quarterback. But apparently the word is that Mac Jones came in and just blew the coaching staff away, not just with his play in preseason, but with his knowledge and his understanding of picking up, the Patriots offense so quickly that they felt like they were ready to put him out there. Now, as far as the reason why Cam Newton got released, honestly, that I don't know. All I could do is speculate. Was it a situation where he said that was it a situation where he said that he doesn't want to be a backup over there? Was it the whole COVID incident that he had a week and a half ago or whatnot? Who knows? Like, I don't know. I don't know what the deal with that was, but it definitely was a surprising move. Obviously, more gonna come out about that situation over the next couple of days or whatnot. As far as for Cam Newton, as an Eagles fan, I would not want to see this happen, but I honestly think this is the best place for him. You heard about Dallas being interested in him and stuff like that. I think he should go to the Washington football team and go link up with his former coach Ron Rivera. Ryan Fitzpatrick is the starting quarterback over there, but we all know if you look at the history of Ryan Fitzpatrick, at some point during the season, he's gonna probably come out early and just slinging it around, looking like an MVP candidate, and then at some point he's gonna plummet. Now, would you rather Tyler Heineke or how like I've called him Heineken? Would you rather Tyler Heineke over Cam Newton? That's some a decision Ron Rivera got to make. Me personally, I think Cam Newton could still play. I think he could still be a, a average, at least an average starting quarterback in this league in a good situation. So we're gonna see what happens with him. If I was him, I would call Ron Rivera and be like, "Hey man, look, even if I'm not the starter, you would feel like at some point he would at least get his opportunity, to become the starter." But with that being said, yo, that's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Hit the like button for your boy. Give me a subscribe. I have Philadelphia Eagles and NFL content throughout the year. Also, this coming Saturday, 12 p.m. Noon Central to 1 p.m. Central, I'm gonna do a live Q&A. Y'all come on there, ask me anything, tell me anything. I'll answer your questions, respond to your comments, and give you a shout out on the live. Y'all should join me. It'll be some good stuff. Also this Sunday, I'm a co-host Big Time Sports Talk from 10 a.m. Central to 12 noon Central. Y'all download the ESPN 1420 a.m. app and come hear me on the radio. It's gonna be some good stuff. And one more thing, Friday night I will be color commentating my first high school football game on the air and the radio. Also, if you download the ESPN 1420 AM app and tune in from at starting at 6:45 p.m. Central, where I will do the pregame, and then at 7 p.m. I'm gonna be on the call for my first high school, calling my first high school football game. So y'all come, let's give your boy a listen, yo. Until then, y'all have a blessed one. Fly Eagles, fly.